Hello, shooter loaders and casters. Welcome to Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live Stream. Hope all y'all having a great week. Kyle, do that thing you do.
Good evening, everybody. Would love to welcome everybody in the side chat to our Friday night live stream. We got a beautiful panel. We've got Mock. We got Georgia trapping and fishing, Mr. Craig. We've got, and let me see if I can say this right because nobody else can. Viejo.
He did it.
Ha ha! We got Gene from the Hot Pot. We got Mr. CW. We got Mr. Jamie. Let's get this party started because it's Friday.
Woo! And Christmas time's coming. Christmas time's coming.
Too fast.
Yeah, way too
Yeah,
fast.
no.
Anyway,
My
Mark,
brother-
what's going on, brother?
What?
What?
Got quiet.
Mark, what you got going on?
Hey, what's up, people? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Two of you was talking. Oh. Well, nothing much. Working this week. It's been crazy warm, rainy, warm, and went over and did some more scouting over at the Beaver Dam today. And tomorrow's the day I'm gonna set some traps. So I'm excited about that. Probably set up for an evening hunt after that, unless I get all kinds of crazy stuff happening. So, other than that, we'll pass it off to GTF.
Hey guys, I appreciate y'all inviting me to be on the panel. I'm not doing anything but waiting on Mock's beaver trapping video. Actually, I'm gonna set some out in the morning too. So
Nice.
we're just trying to get through the rain, and that's gonna be the crux of my whole week. Let me see. I'm gonna send it over
Okay,
here.
I'll go. So, I haven't done anything particularly out of the ordinary this week. Did a little bit of loading. I haven't got to the range yet. I was going to go midweek, and then I got tired, and because I'm old and all. And I did some casting, and I'll be getting a video out in the next couple of days. But it was terrible. It was one of the worst casting days I'd had in a long time, and it was with two MP moles, and both of them were acting like little children, and they didn't want to behave until I slapped them around a little bit, put the coals to their feet, and they finally shaped up. They just wouldn't run. 720, 730, 740 pot temperature, and they're 4-cavity moles, and I couldn't keep going fast enough. I was trying to cast them both at the same time. It didn't work. Put one on a hot plate and got it so hot that when I poured the lead into it, I turned the mold over, it just ran right back out. But that cured the problem, and I did the same thing to the other one and went to casting one at a time, then started the next one, and that solved the problem. But boy, you talk about frustration. I was getting mad.
Yep.
But I got it done, and I finally got good bullets, and they're all powder coated and beautiful Christmas colors. And
Yep,
life
like you
is now
said, you
good.
got to stack the coal to it, and sometimes it just clears them up.
Yeah,
It really does. It's like
both of them.
slap them around a little and you straighten up, and everything is good after that.
Yeah.
I was
Bullets are
getting
simple.
lube in between the cavities. It wasn't in the cavities of the bullet. It was coming at the seam of the bullet, and it would only happen between two cavities. I don't know how or why or where it was coming from, but somehow I was getting like debris or something in there, and it was I finally figured it out. It was coming between two, and like I told you, I just turned up that hot plate to about 3 because I run mine at not even 1 for warm up.
Right.
And
It
the
just
first
wasn't
cast, they stayed molten for, oh my goodness, probably a minute and a half. That lid on top.
Testify. Yeah.
And
That was
finally,
exactly my
it
MO.
speared the first one, and I tossed them out. And the next one I cast was just as beautiful, crisp, perfect bullet lines, just frosty. And then it was casting good.
Yeah, and I've never had an MP mold behave quite that
Me
way.
neither.
I followed the
Never,
same
ever.
procedure. And get this, guys, here's the funny part. It was the same mold that he
Yeah.
cast that I cast, the 453 490 mold. same stinking mold.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did he change his alloy a little bit, or it was cold here when I was casting? It was only like
It was
49,
cold here.
50 degrees or
It
something.
was cold here.
That's never bothered him before. So yeah, funny deal. All right, so that's me. I'll get a video out of that, and you can listen to me complain even more. Maybe Sunday I'll have it done. Mr. Gene from the Hot Pot, what's happening over your way?
Well, hello, everybody. Look at this fine, illustrious panel here. Look, check this out. Well, my week's been a little under the weather, fighting a little bit of a head cold. So I locked myself into the 9mm whirlwind, casting, powder coating, and loading. And boy, have I got a lot done. Tell you what, pays to be sick staying home. Other than that, man, just trying to live, get by. Looking forward to the Christmas days. That's always a good time.
Yeah, it's coming fast, ain't it? I
It
heard on
is.
the radio the other day, it was, you got 17 days left. And we got less than that now, but that's just what I heard. I said, wow, I didn't even think of it that way. Yeah.
Dang, I got work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having me on, Jamie. I always appreciate the invitation. Thank you.
Hey, man, it's an honor to have you on with us, brother. We always count on you. Look forward to seeing you.
When I hear countdown till Christmas, I get scared because that means hunting season's coming to an end.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Well, for those that have gotten something already, I guess it's not too bad.
Really.
He gone.
Thanks, Gene. Put him up. Put him up.
Now that was funny.
It ain't for lack of trying, that's for sure.
Tell Ms. Hotshot we said howdy.
Here's
Miss
Highway.
Hotshot, smack him in the back of the head.
She can't hear you.
Yeah.
With a cast iron skillet.
Yeah, it was odd that was the same mold and we had the same problems with it. That was,
Yeah, it was hilarious. It finally shaped up, and it made good bullets.
yeah. And it wasn't any different than any other, trouble mold from time to time. And all it is
Yeah.
just lubrication that's in there that's got to get cooked out. Like Tommy Boy said, it's the cutting oil that he used. It's, in the process of building the mold, it's, sometimes that material just gets oil soaked and it really can't be washed out. It's got to be cooked out. It's got to, like I say in my videos there, it's got to be cooked out. And the only way to do it is with heat. And often, it's heat beyond what you're going to reach with normal activities, normal casting. And you got to be careful because you can warp molds. You can cause, problems getting them too hot. But it's generally quite a bit too hot before you have problems. But you can do it, so you have to be careful. That's why multiple times heat cycling is what a lot of companies call for, because sometimes you can't do it with just one.
And I didn't make very many this time. When I get those shot up and need to need to cast some more, I'm going to try those pins from my 44 mold. The length of the pin is just a little bit long, so it sticks out the bottom of the mold a little bit. And it looks like it punches a little too far into the nose of the mold.
I was going to say, if it sticks out the bottom, it probably sticks into the cavity too far too.
Yeah, you can kind of see that it would, but I don't know whether it would be detrimental or not. I'm going to try casting.
Yeah, you have to cast
anyway.
and see. Yeah, you didn't like the cup point either. You had
No, that seems like a waste of time to me. What a little cut point like that. The deep hollow points look pretty good. They're just not penta.
Those pentas are sexy, ain't they?
Yeah, I like the penta too.
I like that penta. It seems like they're just going to roll back like a daisy.
One thing that I really like about the MPs is he offers a whole bunch of different hollow points, and he offers a deep small one, a small one, a cup, a penta, the big giant one, big gaping giant one. And when you get some calibers like 44 Magnum bullets or 41 Magnum bullets, or rifle hollow point bullets. You get some of those different hollow points. You get that small, deep hollow point. So it's really skinny, but it's almost as deep as the big giant deep one. And it's because he knows it's going to be a much higher velocity. So you don't need that giant hollow point like you do to assist you with really low velocity, like 380 and 9mm and 45 and stuff that's going slow. But with like a 35 rem or 30-30, if you put that big giant hollow point in there, you're just going to peel that bullet back till it's a ball. It's going to just turn inside out. But you go with a smaller hollow point, it'll stand up better to velocities. So you get bullets in a 41 and a 44 Magnum, you start to see those other hollow points that are smaller but deep. And it gives the bullet a totally different look.
I always thought that little cup hollow point would be great for a 35 Remington hunting bullet.
It's what I use in the NOE bullet for my 350 Legend. And I haven't had a chance to test it on expansion yet, but it shoots really good. And I got to think like what you're saying, Jamie, it's going to be a good one for the rifle because it's not going to overexpand, yet it'll still offer a little bit of assist and expansion.
Yeah, you got that bullet running at, say, at muzzle velocity 2150, 2050, 100 yards down range. It's still going to be going 1750, 1800 feet per second. You casting a bullet at around 14 to 16, that little bit of a cup is all you're going to need to get that bullet to expand just right on game, I think.
I think too.
That's my thinking.
That's my hope.
So did everybody get to say hello?
CW.
I didn't say hello.
No.
Hello, everyone.
Said a lot of other stuff.
I've got a question about the brass molds.
Sure.
Now, I stayed at some machine shop, a little metallurgy and such. So brass, to me, I mean, its usages are low friction, high repetition positions where it's used for longevity because it's a self-lubricating metal. Now, what would be the advantages to using brass in a bullet mold where you do not want the self-lubricating oil properties coming back out? Can you cook it down to a point where that is all expired out of that metal?
Oh yeah. Brass is, well, all right, I'll say it. Brass is the material for molds, and that is because it cuts really well. It really reacts really well to the machining, and as a mold, its heat mitigation is what it's great at. The balance of the temperature in that mold is very, very consistent and very constant. There's no hot spots.
And compared to an aluminum mold, you cast like a Lee aluminum mold, and if you get just a little bit too fast a cadence, they start getting really, really hot, really fast. But the brass molds don't seem to heat up. They seem to dissipate the heat as fast as you can put it in almost.
The other downfall to
maybe even faster.
They're a little heavy. And I could really feel it on mine, comparing it to even a 4-cavity steel. I was casting a 30 caliber Lyman 4-cavity right next to it, and that brass 4-cavity was a lot heavier. Now it was a good sized bullet, but it still had a good heft to it over the steel mold. And you don't normally think that a steel mold is going to be lighter, but it's lighter.
Yeah. Reloader 762 says, his new MP mold, I think he just got a couple new ones. Cast really well, he said, after about 5 drops. And, I was trying to run 2 of them, and I had heat cycled them both 3 or might have even been 4 times the day before. Put them on the, hot plate to get them warmed up and I got them up to about 400 degrees, and would not run, sags and drips and just improper fill outs and just, all the typical cold mold problems. and they just didn't want to run until I got them up really hot. I mean, I heated those suckers way up and just cooked everything out of them. And then they came right back. And the first one that I feel like I said it was a little. The other one that I was casting was a 380 mold, 95 grade. I filled that thing up and kind of looked at it, and I accidentally sort of turned it over just a little bit. All our lead just ran right back out of it, all over the casting table. I go, well, that one was a little hot. And I let it cool back down just a couple minutes, and then it ran just, slid along around grease grooves, man. It ran great the whole rest of the casting session. I got good bullets out of it, but it was not going to behave at first.
If you
treated
remember,
it just like I've done all my other MPs.
Walter, specifically, if you remember, my last MP mold was my birthday mold, was that 22. And I never heat cycled it or anything. I took it out of the box, I washed it, and I ran it. And it produced bullets right away. No problems at all.
Yeah, it was
a few,
funny. And that's what I expected, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And that was the first time. I think I've got 10 MP molds now. And that was the first time that I had that experience with any of them, that they just did not want to run after my standard treatment of a new mold. And, they run good now.
Yeah, you don't ever know. It could have sat on the shelf. It could have been an older mold. It could have been cut by somebody else. A different machinist cut that one, and he uses more lubrication. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, it could be any one of a whole bunch of things. It laid on its side in the bottom of a stack, and who knows?
But woke up in the morning, saw, this is Walter's place. Let's think with Walter.
That had continuity because we both had the same mold and the same exact problems almost at the same time.
Yeah, we are within 24 hours of each other. Less than that.
Craig, what all calibers do you cast for, sir?
Who?
Mr. Craig.
Oh, I've got the. Let me see. Right now, I got 38 special. I've got 9mm, 45, and I think that's it. I've only got 4 molds so far.
You having good luck with them and everything?
Oh, I haven't tried any. I hadn't tried to do any myself yet. I've got so many good bullets from everybody. I figure I'd work on those first.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just the 4 molds what I started out with. So I figure I better get locked in on reloading before I really do a lot of casting. I got a lot of lead to start casting. I just haven't done it yet.
I know it sounds funny to say this out loud, especially in this crowd, but I was casting before I was reloading. I had a muzzle loader that I liked to play with back when I was a teenager. So actually, I've been casting a whole lot longer than I've been reloading, on and off. I don't know how it goes.
Those first casting sessions were a Coleman stove and a steel, like a steel dog bowl with lead and a Lyman dipper, and it was round balls for a 50 caliber.
Mine was a 45, and I used. I had an old Lee 45 real bullet mold, single cavity, and a 45 ball back in the day.
Yeah, I'm about ready to dive off into the old muzzle loading rabbit hole.
There's Miss Hot Shot out there. It's already nearly 8:30, and in just a few more minutes, we're going to we'll call out the side chat. We got to think of something for y'all to type in so we all make sure we get everybody. But,
Bazinga!
Right.
Only a few people will get that.
So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight, and I'm kind of didn't get to do as much research as I wanted to do, but kind of talk about roll sizing of brass. And the reason I wanted to is uh, Val Bald and Curious brought it up on Wednesday night on Chris from the 740 live stream, and Chris was like, "Well, that's a reloading question. That's got to be a question for Jamie." And I'm like, "Where's CW when I need him?" But uh, before we get into that very much, G Pishner had a question up earlier that we really need to address. Are we seeing components going up in our areas? Uh, what I'm seeing online is some of your better target bullets are going up. They really are. I think, well, they've always been expensive, but particularly the Hornady uh, A point bullets, the Burgers. They've got that hybrid bullet they've come out with, and it's been around what a couple 3 years now, and it's really expensive. Where Burger gets you is compared to thanks 762. Chico needs to get on that, and probably Kyle as well.
Yep.
But those bullets are going up, and of course, locally, it's hard for us to find anything right now. Highboy sent a text to me and Kyle wanting to know what we were seeing as far as prices for Ruger Blackhawks, Super Blackhawks, and three screw, the old collectible things. And I told him we don't see a collector market in Georgia very much. People with those old guns tend to keep those old guns. We just don't. We don't see much of a collector market in our local gun stores anyway.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
They tend to get.
Everybody typing Bazinga. That's funny.
It's like um, it's like the land here. It don't go back for sale ever. It generally gets cut up into smaller parcels uh, among family, unless it's where somebody's going to make stupid money on it by selling it to commercial developers. You know, it used to be farmland way, way, way out in the country. Now there's already a gas station and a Walmart close by, so now they're going to buy it, sell that off, and they're going to get millions for it.
So
We
they
see
can put
that,
a Dollar General right there.
well, or a Kroger or a Publix. I'm talking stupid money, man. You know. All right. What are y'all seeing? Mark, what are you seeing as far as components?
About the same. I haven't done a whole lot of shopping, so I really don't have much authority to say at the time, but I haven't seen a major increase. I've seen more availability. I haven't looked at the price tags as much as I used to in the past year or two, but it doesn't seem like it's rising any, just kind of steady.
Well, I get emails from American Reloading, and some of their powders are actually coming down in price. Their primers are not. Uh, the primers that my brother Gene got for me, uh, that was the best deal I've seen in quite a while. I paid $80 for 100, and
Yep, I made out pretty good on that deal.
You see Reloader 762's comment? Ooh, ouch.
yeah. There's a powder from American Reloading that I'm terribly interested in trying. But the thing about buying powder from them is the smallest jugs you get are 8 pounders, and you're looking at even at $30 a pound, which is what this particular one is going for. And they said it's very similar to Ramshot Tax. The reason I want some of it, I love Tax.
Is that
But
the 844?
I don't know. I'll go check my email in a few minutes and find out. But
Some of them you can get the increments, but yeah, a lot of them are the 8 pound and the 4 pounds. You definitely can't get single pounds.
that's it, Booze and Bullets, the MP440. That's the one, and it's 30 pounds, $30 a pound delivered for 8 pounds. And of course, if you buy 16 or 32 pound, you're really spending a lot more money, but you're getting a whole lot more powder and getting it at a lower price per pound. And then M. Gabriel says, isn't that a lot? Yeah, that's a lot considering that before COVID, we were buying them for $35 a thousand. So it's like what, 130% increase.
Yeah.
There he is. Y'all
Green
ready?
Atlas fighting.
On three, all together. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
So we're honored tonight. We got the best beard on YouTube is on the panel, and the sexiest man on YouTube is in the side chat.
Well,
What a
thank you, Jamie.
combo.
I appreciate that, sir. You didn't have to compliment me like that.
And I'm not in the side chat.
Yeah.
Boom! Bang!
That was awesome.
I picked. You ever heard of these primers?
Uh,
I can't see you. Hang on.
let me blow it up. Hold on a minute.
I'm trying.
I've heard of them.
ZSR. huh?
Yeah, you ever seen them?
Where are they made?
Oh man, let me read the box. Turkey.
I've never seen them.
They're made in Turkey.
I think I've seen them for sale somewhere.
I picked these up for $70,000.
That'll
Have you
work.
shot any of them yet, Gene?
No, I have not. Have not loaded any or shot any yet. As long as they go bang, that's all I care about. I mean, I could go through the process of chronoing it and seeing which one works best with this powder and this projectile. But I throw so many downrange through a year through all the shooting I do. If they go bang, I'm cool. You know, my handgun's not for precision by any means. It's just I just want to get the bullet out the end of the barrel.
I was about to say you could probably just sprinkle a little bit of powder in there and let it eat.
But $70,000, and that's at the reloading company that's local to me. And I start Monday morning part time there.
Nice.
Cool.
So I'm going to be I start in the brass sorting, and then he's going to graduate me to doing custom orders coming in on the Dillon 750.
Maybe you can get a employee discount.
Well, that's what I'm kind of hoping for too, because he's got everything there, man. All the brass, all the primers, the powder, the projectiles, everything's right there. And
70 is the cheapest I've seen online or anything anywhere.
Right.
Well,
That reminds me of an old country song. I got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime.
No, he's a really nice guy. It's Republic Ammunition. He does sales online with primers, powder, projectiles, brass. So I can let that out now.
So this is my thinking. Gene's starting Monday part-time. He'll be bringing home absolutely zero money, but a whole bunch of stuff.
Box every night. Honey, look what I got.
Hey,
I
you
worked my
know,
ass off all week for this pack of primers. Damn it!
well, I work from home, so when I'm not inking somebody, I'm playing with reloading. I'm sorting. I'm casting. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So why not go 4 or 5 hours a day, get paid for doing it? Get a little benefits, a little side benefits on it too.
Hello, New York. What's up, Andy?
Yeah, don't be quiet, Andy. We're glad to see you out there, buddy. I might be calling you this coming week. I want to be. There's a video I want to make, and I've got a pot that Mark blessed me with, and I'm wanting to get it to run. But I kind of want to wait till I get a PID controller built. I mean, I got one that I can use on another one, so we'll see what happens. I can run it either way. But yeah, we'll.
Floridian's got a good question, but Jamie, it's time for you to run through the side chat.
Yeah, it is. Um, Everybody type in "Hey" for Mario. There's 59 of y'all out there right now. Thank y'all for blessing us with your uh, presence here this evening. I know I've always said that time is our most precious commodity. That the Lord blesses us with so much, and we don't know how much it is. And it's at a premium when it comes around Christmas time. So we want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. So we got Walter is in the side chat and in the panel. There's Big Al out there. There's William C. Chapin. Thanks for being here, buddy. Papa's Place. Ms. Hotshot. Harm. 76 High Boy Reloading. 6-shooter Texan. Bobby Barlow. Walks Fletcher. Tommy Boy. Tim S. G. Pishner. Kyle. Big Al. Papa's Place. G23. JCM 45. Floridian. Garage Guy 879. I'm wanting to see that rifle, buddy. Mark Thomas. Todd. Uncle John. 67 Rebel SST AMC. Hey Bear Tactical. Ricky Baird. Almost said Ricky Bobby. I can't help it. Oh, one guy. Reloader 762. Timothy Burkett. Georgia Shooting Connection. I assume that's Kyle. CW's in the panel and on the side chat. Andre D'Angelo. Hasbro. Rollis Carvelis. Bear Tactical. CW. Big Al. Ms. Hotshot. And Timothy Burkett again. Thank all y'all for being here. And maybe we ought not do that anymore. We lost 2 viewers while I was doing that. So, but thank y'all so much. Big Al, I'm liking that bike. Man, you're going to have to be careful out there on that motorcycle, buddy. I ride one a lot. People are idiots. Now, what were we
Sometimes it's the
going to
other
talk
guys
about?
Sometimes it's the person you're riding with that's the idiot. I'll say no more.
That one?
Yeah.
It don't like high heat. So if you got to ask if it's too high, it's probably too high. And humidity is another gun that's bad. You want to keep it as constant as you can, and low, moderate humidity.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
going
I
to make
feel
it.
that back and forth change kills it quicker than anything. From cold to hot, cold to hot.
That's always been my thinking as well, Mark. The uh, like keeping it in the trunk of your car, bad. That's not good. you want it to. I keep mine on it, and mine right now is in drawers in my filing cabinet. It's fixing to come out of there and go on a shelf. I just want it. I know it's insulated better in there. It stays warmer in the cool and cooler in the warm and all that kind of stuff. But it is inside. It's not out in a barn or a shop building outside somewhere, so it's staying relatively constant. But I think between 60 and 80, you ought to be all right. Cool.
That's the temperature range that I keep my stuff in. It's indoors, in a dark closet, in the jugs that it came in, sealed up tight till I need it. Then it gets resealed right away again, and it's in a room that I don't run the heaters to. We don't have air conditioning here where I live, so that's not a problem. But the temperature does not drop below 60, and it doesn't go above 80 in that room. It's insulated, and I've never had any issues with it at all. Every time I open up a jug, I take a good sniff, and it always smells good. So,
Yeah, don't store powder in a metal outbuilding. You're getting down into the teens and then up probably as high as 150 in the summer.
Controlled climate's the best place for it.
I like
Look
storing.
at Big Al. Look at his clever comment right there.
yeah, with a lead lid. Yeah,
Love it. That's awesome.
I
yeah,
love
it's
it.
all sealed up.
That is good, Al. And do you actually crimp the top of it to make sure that it stays weather tight?
I bet he does. I bet he does.
I'm sorry, guys. I was making me a bowl of spaghetti. I'm heating it up right now.
So, what do you guys think about roll crimping? I understand that people with that are doing a commercial type reloading operation would need that kind of volume and can spend that kind of money. But I think it's out of most reloaders' price range.
What kind of roll crimping are you talking about?
Roll sizing.
Sizing, yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
roll sizing.
yeah. I'm sorry,
No, it's good. I just confirming that's what we were talking about.
roll sizing. Yeah, Andy, thanks, buddy. It's like don't listen to what I say, listen to what I mean. Right? It's something it gets translated between here and here. Roll sizing, hi boy. Yeah. I looked at a couple of videos this afternoon, trying to get ready to talk more about it. Honestly, until this past Wednesday night, I've never heard, or I probably heard of it and forgot about it when I looked at it. And if you they are some hand operated things out
Right.
there.
Is it kind of like the cannular maker? Similar situation with cylinders that it rolls through and it just.
Yeah, sort of. There's a trough, circular, horizontally laid out track kind of, and it rolls around and rolls it to the correct size. As the case moves around that track, it contacts this roller kind of a situation. And I've seen them operate on a couple of the company's websites. And then went and looked at the price tag, and no, I don't have a problem doing it the way I'm doing it now. But I'm not real high volume either.
That's a good point, Andy. I figured most of us listeners and what we do is at the most we're going to be using a bulge buster more than just a full length sizer,
Mm-hmm.
You figure down by the head of that case where all the strength is, I can see those smaller cases being temperamental with that roll sizer.
It is fast. They've got a new one out there called rollsizer.com. Um, they put out that new machine, and they're using Dillon case feeders, and that feeder can't keep up with it. Um, quick question there for there's Idaho Rogers. What's up, man? From the Floridian, what is the most common mistake made when reloading? My thing is, I keep forgetting to do dummy rounds and making sure that my stuff's going to fit in my gun. That's my most common mistake. That and missing putting powder in one, particularly on yeah.
Letting
I'll
yourself
go.
run out of components.
I'll
Yeah.
go next. I do write down the recipe, but sometimes I don't put it with the ammo. So after the range, I'm fiddling around trying to figure out what load I had with me. So guys, write it down, put it with the ammo you're shooting. It'll pay off.
Better
Well,
yet, take a
here's my 2 cents on that. The most common mistake is not paying attention.
oh yeah.
You get sidetracked with a YouTube video or listen to music or something like that.
Yeah. Do all that while you're sizing brass or something brainless, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
when you're loading ammo, pay attention. If you want to stop and take a break, like your back's hurting, your knees are hurting, something like that, stop, clear the press. Don't have anything in if you got a progressive press, anything in there whatsoever. Just clear everything out. Stop, go take your break, and then come back. But I think that's the most common mistake is not paying attention.
Yeah,
I
I'd have
write
to agree with it, I think.
with yeah, that's all of our downfalls. Um, Mark, I write the powder charge on my test rounds. I'll take a Sharpie and write the powder charge on the case. I learned that from Willie because he was at the range and dropped his box, and then all of his powder charges that he had separated were all scrambled up. So
I was kind of talking in hindsight. I've definitely made some changes, and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Put it on the brass. There's no mistaking.
I've been
I
painting
use
primers for years. I take a Sharpie and I'll either do half
Yep.
a primer, I'll do a ring around the primer, I'll do a line through the primer, I'll do a different color line through the primer. That way I'm not touching the brass and I eject the primer. And then I just make a little cheat sheet with your load, and that goes in the box. So you'll have a silver primer will be this load, half a primer will be that load, a ring around the primer will be this powder charge. And then you're not marking up your brass. You don't have to clean your brass off or wipe your brass off or worry about it getting wiped off because you're handling it or chambering it, or
Right.
that's what I do.
I use the plastic ammo boxes, 50 cartridge, flip top boxes. Put the rounds in there, nose down, and do just the same thing that CW saying. I take my Sharpie and run the line down. I might have 10 rounds of one charge, boom, boom, with a green one, and not wanting to do a separate box for each step. I put the next step in there, different color Sharpie. Third step, and then a note goes in that says, okay, the green ones are such and such, the red ones are, a tenth or 2/10 more, whatever. And that note goes in the box. And at home, you guys have probably seen my note keeping system. I write down every charge that I run goes into a notebook, and the same thing what they're color coded as. So when I come back, if I run that Sharpie all the way across the base of the brass, then I can come back and I can look at that brass real easily and study it a little bit more when I get home. That makes
I've
sense
taken
to
my
me.
targets and wrote the recipe right there on the target, so you have a picture reference of that load good or bad. And once you get a good load, I've got a small notebook for all my, pet loads. So it pays off to be organized. And early on, I wasn't that organized, but start off getting organized, guys. You'll thank yourself later. Chico, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Great.
Hey,
Good to see
Chico.
you, man.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Walter, Craig, Hot Pot, CW, Jamie, and Kyle. And
Chico
Side
Wise.
Chat. How y'all?
Chico Wise.
Y'all talking about organization, huh?
He asked what was the most common mistake, and we kind of ventured into organization and inventory. Yeah.
What's up, Chico? I'm in the middle of eating some spaghetti.
Common mistake. I got one for you. You ready? Thinking you have enough components. That's a common mistake. You never have enough components.
Right.
Don't take long, does it, brother?
I go through them, man. It's unfortunate. I mean, well, it's fortunate, but unfortunate.
Actually, my most common mistake, I'll change that, is not cleaning up when I'm done. I'll wait till the next round. My bench is a mess.
Wait a minute. You can see your bench?
I know yours
Oh,
is still
don't-
on the back porch in snow, uphill and downhill both.
My biggest problem is commitment. I've worked up all my loads. I've loaded a box of dummy bullets, and I just cannot make myself put the powder in it and shoot it. I'm worried to death something's going to go wrong. I'm going to blow my gun up. But I mean, I've tested my overall length, everything, and it all works out. I just cannot make myself put that powder in the bullet.
You got the Chico syndrome. I've sat there and watched
Yeah.
him he just doesn't even look at the damn sights and pull the trigger. Okay, it worked.
That might
Well, on
do
that
it.
first shot, you don't need to look at the sights. I want it to go off, and not blow my hand up or the gun up, and then
Get
first one.
get the lead sled and
No, I do have one. Seriously,
Get some
and
strings.
someone might already mention this. Documenting as far as like if I work up a load, if I work up a load and don't write it down, that's kind of so documenting stuff. Which powders I like and stuff. I kind of know because I have it on my ammo boxes, but still, I try a lot of different bullets, and that ain't because I got a preference of bullets. I normally go with whatever's cheaper. We're frugal. We're not cheap. Frugal.
Chico, that was my weakness in the beginning for sure. I'd go range, have a good load, and end up tearing one down and measuring the powder because I forgot what was in it.
Yep.
So we
That
got
ain't
a
the way to do it.
We got a couple of comments and questions we need to address. Anyone have a chance to try the new stay ball powder? I saw Johnny's reloading bench do it in 6.5 Creedmoor with small primers, and it didn't work real well. The attraction to that is the stability in different temperatures. But it does have some ignition problems because it's that real fine ball type powder. In 6.5 Creedmoor, particularly with a small primer pocket, and Hasbro has some for 6.5 Creedmoor but hadn't loaded it yet. And then, daggone it, I went too far. Oh, there's Rollis. Said it's great in his 30-06.
I've heard nothing but good about it. I mean, like Jamie said, the problem with the ignition is one thing, but set that aside, it's a great powder for 243, 30-aught, 308, 6.5, all your 6.5.
I got a couple pounds just waiting to try.
And so back to the roll sizer versus push through size. You can do rimmed cases with a roll sizer. Downfall with roll sizer, if your case doesn't roll, it won't make it round again. Push sizer doesn't have that issue. But can you do rim cases on a push through sizer?
Oh, well, not really, because
I don't see how you could.
no.
Not a push through. No.
And then Kyle says powder coat keeps my workup chain charges rainbow order.
Oh, okay.
Todd says he puts his in a Ziploc bag with a note inside each bag. And you guys know that you can go get cards from the Reloaders Network. And G. Pishner wants us to look at Magnet Engineering Case Master. And Andy says that is one amazing machine. So I'm going to have to go find a look at.
To touch on what you was just talking about, Jamie, what it boils down to is find you your own personal way to organize stuff that you know, and you don't follow somebody else's rules. It's your hand loads. You if you want to mark the box yellow because maybe, or red because hell I don't know. Find your own system that works for you. That way you know what you got going on, and I mean you can relate that to life. Figure out what works for you and roll with it.
So we've got the Rebel Mike Hester has joined us. KFW, Kentucky's finest, has joined us. Good to see you out there, KFW. There's Mr. Broke Loader 2. He missed roll call.
Broke loader.
What's up, my brother?
Good to see Booze and Bullets out there earlier too, guys.
It's
And
good to
I'm
see
way,
everybody out there.
I'm way behind.
I had some 308 brass. I think somebody was keeping track with a very little notch on the case head down at the bottom. Just a little nick from a knife or something. They took a little notch, and there was
Like kills, like a grip, grip
Yeah.
frame, bodies on the case.
Hey, y'all, James Pugh put out another hunting video. I've not been able to go over there and
Yeah, it was
look
a good
at
one.
it,
I enjoyed it.
but I got to get over there and watch that. 6-shooter Texans got a new one up on Rumble.
He put one up today on Match too. I watched that. That was good too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's got like 3 in a row. I got to get caught up on the last 2.
CW has 3 over on Rumble. Walter, how many you get up this week?
I didn't put anything up on. Yeah, I did. I put one up this week on Rumble. Went to both YouTube and Rumble.
Jer Bear
No,
has
I've
a
never
little
seen it.
series going on that new Lee press too. If anybody's interested,
Oh
I
yeah, he
did.
put a new one up today. It was good.
3 or 4 videos he's got up.
I put out a short, and that thing shot up to 2,000 within 5 minutes. I don't understand, but whatever.
Sometimes
But not everybody sees it, so there's only like 6 comments. That's fine. It's just funny how.
was that
you
the
know.
chain? Was that the chain?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they used that chain loop all. Every chain in that place. I've got them all replaced by now. It's been a couple months, and they're holding up just fine with oil. Man.
I told him he need to take those wore out chains and make knives out of them.
That'd be cool.
So I can't wait to see.
James, you put a video on that deer you got?
He did. I gotta go watch it. That would be interesting, Hasbro.
Yeah, it has. I'd like to see that too.
I'm telling you, with in the large primer brass, you probably are not going to have any problems. Uh, Johnny's Reloading Bits did it where he loaded his ammo and put it in the freezer overnight, and then to test the temperature stability.
Yeah.
You guys are rocking. Uh, Mock is MCK, Tommy boy.
The mock came from the grandkids when they were little. They couldn't say my name, so it was always Pawpaw Mock.
CW, you know anything about Itadel shotgun?
Itadel or Citadel?
Citadel.
That sounds right. Citadel.
Yeah, Citadel sounds better. Don't everybody talk at once.
I'm
Well, I was
looking
gonna
for.
set my mouth wide open.
Or did his phone autocorrect from Ithaca?
Maybe.
Might have.
I was thinking about getting that new Lee press. I've seen a couple good videos on it.
Thanks, Andy.
If you haven't seen Jer Bears, go look at his Jer Bear Tactical. He
Yeah,
did an unboxing, and then he did the setup, and then he did one where he actually ran the whole thing with his bullet feeder and case feeder and ran 50 rounds to it today. It was just smooth as silk. It ran really good. I was impressed.
Yeah, I seen the first two, and it's like I started looking it up, and I started really looking at it. It seems like the best elements from a few different presses.
Has anybody seen the new Frankfurt Arsenal? 10
Wow.
10 station progressive.
Oh my God!
What are you going to do with 10 stations? I mean, come on, what?
It does give
3
you a lot of
calibers.
I mean,
Really
what
does
what
give
are
you
you going to do with 10 stations?
You're gonna have one tool head.
Well,
that
you
works
get
for your
powder check
calibers?
dies that take up a station that you can't use in most people's dies. You can use different style crimpers.
Okay,
No,
you're up to
gonna have
6.
one tool head that'll do 3 calibers.
You can have multiple sizing dies for different cases or different.
But still, it seems pretty ignorant to me.
Yeah, you still got to run all the way around
Mhm.
the tool head, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have 2 different cedars and 2 different crimpers or something on there, because those rounds are going to go into every die that's up there every time the press rotates one, isn't it?
And as scrambled as we all are you kidding me?
Squirrel.
I've got 5 dies in my press. Okay, one is just to keep the brass centered while it's being primed.
Yeah.
That's it. The other 4 dies are doing something. I don't need more than that.
I can see the 6 station, so you could run a powder cop and a bullet feeder.
Yeah.
Along with your 4 other dies.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Powder drop and a bullet feeder, yeah. But any more than 6, I'm not loading commercially. And I'm looking at every round that goes through my press, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the powder level in the brass. If I see something out of whack, I chuck it out. You know, I'm looking at each one. I'm looking at the brass coming in. I'm looking at it. I'm watching each process as it's happening.
I still think that 10 is just too much. Too much.
Yeah, I don't need more than 4 stations to look at a time.
So there's Treetop Outdoors with his new channel, ScrewTube.outcast. Mike, are they any good, Rebel? Do you know?
I haven't seen that new Lee press. I guess I better do some looking and get caught up with everybody.
Yeah, they're talking about a Citadel shotgun.
That new Lee press, Mark, is it's a cross between the turret and the Loadmaster,
Okay.
where it's got the auto feed systems. You're not doing one at a time like the turret, but you prime like the turret, and the tool head acts like the turret.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
It's kind of a weird combo looking thing. I do like it though.
There's Spectre Solutions. Thanks for being in tonight, man. We were able to get him up over 100 subscribers. I saw that comment, Rebel. Saw the one about the espresso shot anyway.
We all know who that was. Yeah.
Who?
You ain't wrong, Junkie. I'm telling you, buddy. Best way I ever heard it put was, we buy stuff we don't need with money we ain't got to impress people we don't like.
No. Yeah.
Wasn't that George Carlin?
Sounds like something he'd say, ain't it? There's a comedian out there right now. She was talking about how we go to work to put stuff in a box, and then we take that stuff out of the box when it becomes too much, put it in another box, while we sleep in that box, and then everything's in a box and this and that. You guys got to look it up. She goes on and on. She nails it. Is it all a waste?
I think it's a takeoff of that George Carlin skit.
It is.
Stuff. Your house is just a place to keep your stuff.
Yeah.
You need a bigger house.
Yep. It's a revisit. You're right.
Yeah.
Then you go to your friend's house on vacation, take a little bag of stuff, and then take a little bit over here.
If y'all have never, if the side chat has never seen that thing, just go to YouTube and put in George Carlin stuff. You will laugh like crazy.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end. Oh crap! What do I do now?
How much stuff you got to take with you to the next stop? Yeah. Another one. Well, I can't say it on the live TV. He's got another comment. I think he made it during that sketch. And he says, "You ever notice how everybody else's stuff is, but all of your is stuff?
Your is stuff, and their stuff is, yeah."
Yeah.
So now you're down to the bare minimum. All you need is, oh my goodness. That's such a great little skit that he did right there. I mean, it was great.
Walks ate all. You ate all the cornbread, Walks. Come on, man.
I was ignoring that. There goes the chat.
We're like a family. Everybody shares.
Crash and burn.
It wasn't cornbread. It was garlic bread, and I ate it.
Either way, you have to bring enough for everybody.
Well, there's plenty more. I got a whole damn fridge full of spaghetti sauce. I can make some noodles.
Mr. Lusk, did you bring enough for the entire class?
I did, and thank you very much, Mr. Garrison.
Yeah, the last time that happened to me in school for real, I had a pocket full of candy. I said, "Yes, I did." I got sent out the room.
I did, but y'all ain't getting it. How about that? Catch me outside. All right, I'll stop.
Screwtube.outcast is Treetop Outdoors, and he got his channel was raped and pillaged. So it's good to see him out there with another channel going on. And Spectre Solutions, they sell night vision stuff and do low light and nighttime training. So get into that kind of stuff. Give them a shout out and see what you can do with those guys. Devin's a real nice dude.
Devin is a really good character. He's a lot of fun to be around. And he's an excellent shooter. I get the privilege of shooting USPSA with him.
Well, he's going to have to learn. We like to talk about shooting, loading, casting, reloading, casting,
Shooting.
Casting.
We sometimes
reloading.
And reloading. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
Hold on. We have to remember where it all comes from. Where does it all start? It all starts at the hot pot.
it does.
And then shooting.
But you can't have all of that without primers. So you know what I mean.
There you are.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But without the hot pot, there's no point in primers. Without the hot pot, the powder is useless.
No,
It's
we got
the
copper
hot
in a lathe.
Yeah, so yeah, we got to get. See, he's wanting to start. We'll get him. Tommy Boy likes apple pie liquor.
We've gone from cornbread to apple butter.
We're hurting
So look-
tonight.
So I'm curious. Look, out of my panel members and the side chat, because I know at least my panel members, at least two of y'all done this. Who took advantage of M&P modes 25% off?
We did it twice.
Yeah.
Look, see, I sold at least two of them. So I got Walter, CW.
I did
Who
not
else?
because I'm divorced.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't.
Reloader 762 did twice too.
Yeah. Twice, yeah. So is that two separate sales or two modes? You said twice.
Yeah, two separate sales.
Oh
Somebody
yeah,
said-
so you had to double back.
Mm-hmm. Both of us, yeah.
Did hey CW? You remember?
Tommy Boy did too.
CW, you remember when I commented on your video and I was like, man,
Yeah.
I've never tried M&P modes, and you was like, you deserve it. So I did it.
All right.
Did you? What'd you get?
I got a brass mode, and it is just a 9. It's a 147, so we'll see how it works.
Oh yeah, I have that one. That's a nice mold.
Man, that'll be a good bullet for shooting IDPA and USPSA.
I hope so. So
Oh, you
Be a
could
good
load
bullet for the sub 2000 for sure.
Yeah, you could load that light
Yeah.
and still hit your power factors.
Yeah, I think MacMan just got that mold also.
So yeah, I'm gonna try, and then I'll be shooting some subs. So Chap did too.
That's funny. That's a well thought out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man, what do we do with him?
Devin has a question, and I'll answer first if I can.
hit
And
it.
it's just so mine is the 124, and I'm gonna tell you why, because most of my carry ammo is around that range, 124 to about 135. So I typically run 147 in all my, 124. I'm sorry, in all of my 9mm.
I run 127 in all mine because I cast them as a 124, but they end up weighing 127.
A little heavy. Huh?
So
You know
I just-
why, right?
Alloy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
I like the
Range
147 grainers and 124 grainers. And my cast bullet, it's 132 to 135 grainer. So I like them on the heavy side for my 9s.
My favorite target bullet for a 9mm is 120 to 124 grain truncated cone. They feed well in every 9mm I've got, and they're easy to load for. Every mold maker in the world makes the truncated cone style bullet, and so there's lots of load data that you can start with if you need to work up loads. There's lots out there. But that's what I like. I mean, I shoot them all, but I like most of what I shoot's that 120 to 124 TC style.
I got the TC TL, and she is barely thick enough, but I have to run a harder alloy so it doesn't shrink as much. And then, of course, with our powder coat, it swells up a little bit. But my mold was a little too small, I think. It's Lee. I'm not going to complain, but I think I may even get another one so I can use it in 38 Special if it's fat enough.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people in competitive shooting, IDPA and USPSA, they use the Federal 150 grain, and that's the choice ammo preferred by USPSA.
Yeah, but isn't that because it's easier to get power factor?
Yeah, with the heavier bullets, easier to get power factor, and it's also less recoil.
Right. Yep.
I like to keep things a little spicy, so I like to keep it down to 140.
Yeah. My Ruger P89 loves them 147 grainers, so that's.
But I'll definitely agree with Walter. I like the TC bullet too, and so I have that one in Lee 124, and I've got the round nose Lee, the 124 TL tumble loop. So I run both of those. I like both of them. But the TC is a good bullet, that truncated cone.
Yeah.
That's the
and
same
Walks,
one.
That's my favorite one there too. That 356-402. I cast load shoot a ton of those bullets, and every firearm I've got likes them for punching holes in paper. They're just really easy to feed and cycle.
That truncated cone feeds real nice in everything I've got.
That's the big thing about TCs.
That's all I use.
They almost always feed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check my N150. I haven't looked at it in a long time. It's a 4-pounder.
I thought about ordering me a mold for a 147 or a 150 grain. I've been using what I've been using for so long. It's kind of hard to take that step and go, okay, I'm going to do this now.
Yeah,
all my loads are worked up with all the different powders I've used. You know, I've done all the research on it. I got all the paperwork on it. I have to start all over again.
Yeah, if you don't perceive a need to do something different, and what you're doing now is still working, then there's not a whole lot of reason to run out there and just buy something, unless you're a fool like me and I do it just because I want to try it. You know, it's a hobby for me, and so hey, there's a bullet design or a mold that I don't have or never did before, so let's give that one a try. So yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree too, because of sometimes before I've bought a mold, I reached out to see if anyone owned that mold and could send me some bullets before I spend the money on it. So, and I know a lot of us have the same thought process. So if you think about buying a mold, reach out to some of us, all of us, side chat, and we'll send you some bullets before you buy the mold if we have it.
Mm-hmm. The chances are good with this crew in here that mold is available.
In circulation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's not like a 700 rim mag or something like that.
Yeah.
NOE's got a couple of nice slick side molds I was looking at for 9mm.
They
I
do.
know that most of
They
us
have a
on
good
the
one for
panel
45 ACP too.
have handfuls of molds for every caliber. Jamie, did you ever cast you up some of them hollow points?
No, not yet.
Okay, no problem.
I'm working on getting Walter and CW's molds back to them. I'm sorry, I've been over at MP looking at molds to buy.
Ah,
I love it.
gotcha. As a testimony to Cast Bullets, CW sent me some for 45.70, and I didn't have that big of a deal, so I shared them with a buddy of mine. He went bear hunting, and I'll have to look up the bullet. Sorry, guys. Anyway, he got 2 bear that day. One was a 30-30. The bear was coming out of the brush and charged him. He dropped the bear 10, 15 feet away from him. It slid all the way to him. He was able to reach out, touch the bear's nose, and take a
Oh
picture.
boy. Oh boy.
And the second one, this is CW's bullet. He used a 30-30 on that first bear. But he shot that bear in the right ear, and it exited the left shoulder. And it came out of that bear, and it looked like a meat grinder hit that with a 2 or 3 foot square area. It was crazy. So good testimony to Cast Bullets.
Papa's Place, if you want to hit me up, I've got the mold and I've got a bunch of bullets cast up. I'll send you a bag full.
$36 G23.
Dang.
I think I would, because I can do a lot of my own gunsmithing.
No, Jamie.
I think that was the
That's
sorry,
ammo.
Tito.
No problem. That's ammo. That's the 555 packs.
Yeah.
Winchesters. That's how they're labeled. It's 555 in them, $36.
But there's a 333. He's talking about the 555.
Jamie was thinking about Smith & Wesson. He thought he was talking about a Smith & Wesson revolver in 22
Jamie's like,
LR.
well, yeah, it's been $36.
No, see, the first thing that popped in my mind was a 22 rifle.
Oh, I thought you was thinking like a 22 Smith & Wesson revolver. You seen those 3.5s.
And I got a 586 and a 686, and I absolutely love them. There's no code, Hasbro, but if you guys are going to buy them, you need to get over and buy them, because that sale's been going on for a while. And I'm looking at a 44 caliber mold right now. I'm fixing to drop the hammer on. But Winchester, I don't know that I would spend that much on 555 rounds of 22 long rifle ammo. Is that a good deal? Is that a bad deal? I think that's what he's getting at.
That's not too bad from what I've seen around me. For 555 rounds, $36, I'd snatch it up.
I haven't had to buy 22 since the whole latest flare up, so I can't really judge.
I've got 7 boxes that I bought when I lived in Vegas for $9 a pop.
That's about the going price here now.
Yeah, you've left out on the back porch for too long, though.
Yep, $9 for 550 rounds, and there's a bunch of it in the gun safe.
So that's the going price. Everybody's saying that's about average right now.
Yeah, current day, that's sounds horrible, but
I started shooting when I was 10 years old, man. I got my first 22 rifle when I was 10. I could go around the neighborhood and gather up Coke bottles and go sell them at the store and buy a box of 22s for 50 cents.
Yep, little boxes of 50 rounds.
Penny a piece.
Yep.
Those old amber colored
Hell, I probably still got some here in this house somewhere.
Little green and yellow box of Remingtons.
Yeah,
Oh,
Remington. Yeah.
I'll tell y'all a trick. Does anybody in here in the panel or on the side chat? Does anybody own a set of calipers? Like we all do, right?
There's 4 of them on my car out there, and
Yeah,
there's 2 of them.
I was just gonna say I got 4 on my car. She got 4 on her car. we got. I think there's 4 on the Camaro. Yeah, we got 12 sets of calipers around here.
Curtis, I need to do a video on that rifle. I still have it.
Old Chappie's on a roll tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, G.
Why did
But,
you want to know if anybody had a set of calipers? Shoot, I've got micrometers. How picky you want to get?
Well, see, that's my point. If you're see, when we started teaching my son and the boys that were on the baseball team, when we started teaching them how to baseball team, we would
Change the channel.
turn the antenna, Walter.
Smack the side of the TV set.
We would get them up there and we'd have these little shooting competitions, scoped 22s at 50 yards, and of course we had a burn and all that. But I learned that you could stand them up. But I didn't have calipers back then, but you could stand them up next to each other and pick out the tallest ones, and the tallest ones were going to be hotter because they had more powder in them, and they would shoot better. Tighter group.
Hell, nowadays when you're talking the Remington Thunderbolts, you don't worry about the accuracy. You just want to know if it'll go off or not.
Yeah, but I remember when Remington Thunderbolts were like some of the better ones.
I can't tell you how many of them I've left in the Nevada desert.
Well, one thing's for sure, this last couple of years, the prices went up and the quality went down.
Yep.
I think part of that has got to do with the demand because they had to get the stuff out so fast that they skipped quality control.
Yeah.
I think their feeling is like, well, it's just 22. Who's it going to hurt?
I would give every round a second shot. I'd reload it, and if it didn't go off, I'd just leave it in the desert because it obviously wasn't a danger to anybody. 26 gauge.
I think he hit a button. I never heard of a 26, a 24 gauge, and a 14 gauge. Both of those I've heard of.
I've never heard of any of that. I've heard of 28, the 20, 16, and 12, and 10.
Yeah, I've got some 14s and some 24s. They're European.
Man, you got some weird stuff, dude.
I got 28 gauge slugs. Ever see those?
No.
They're about the size of a BB.
What was that cartridge that
caliber.
Alabama Reloader talked about today?
6.5. That was a 6.5 Swede.
Swede?
Sporterized. He was wanting to know about Kimber, that they made a few of those, brought them in and sporterized them and sold them when they were first starting with rifles. I got to research.
Oh, I thought it was chambered in something other than the 6.5. Okay, I made a mistake. All right.
I'm not familiar with that particular model, but
I had one of them. They're a nice rifle. That's the tubular magazine. I've got the 882, which is the removable magazine.
So is that a
Bolt
bolt gun?
It's a bolt gun. Yeah, one's a tubular mag and one's a removable magazine.
So Mike Hester's sent me a text message about he posted about some powder going bad on him. He wanted
Yeah,
y'all.
150. I highlighted it.
Is that when I was out looking for molds?
Maybe it's Vitavoy N150.
Voody.
It got some water in it and it smelled real bad. He had to dump it.
Well, it'll make good fertilizer for your yard.
6.5 Creed Swede is
Good caliber.
I scored that Marlin Model 81 with the bolt action, but it's a tube fed. I kind of quickly fell in love with that one. I had to rebuild it. It had some issues. It wouldn't feed right, and I got a whole new bottom carriage from Newmarch, the riser, the lifter, whatever. It's a little rough going home, but she's working. I think it's going to break in after a few shots.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a neat little gun.
So Willed and Well Arms out there. Thanks for coming in, buddy. That's right there is a fact, Todd. I believe that I believe that to be the case. And then there's Will and Well Armed got a notification tonight, so he popped in to join us. But we're here same time every week. And Chico, I'm noticing that every academy don't have the same inventory.
That's true, but here's the thing: what you can do, if there's an academy near you and you want to beat the lines or not fight for ammo like we used to last year or whatever, you can order it online, have them hold it for you at the store, and go there and walk straight up to the front and pick it up and walk out. And that goes for primers too. So yeah,
Chico, just to keep look at your phone. Yes.
Okay.
Good night, Curtis.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Good night, Curtis. Good to see you, man.
Well, Chico, I just got a part-time job. I didn't know if you heard or not at Republic Ammunition. And they sell online too. Primers, powders, brass, projectiles. And right now they got the ZSR primers for $70,000. You got to pay shipping and hazmat, but just order enough to make it worth the while.
Absolutely.
I went over the other day just to talk to him, just to see if he was going to give me some part-time gig. He was like, yeah, we can use you. You can start Monday, man. I got some stuff I need you to do. I said, I need some primers. He said, oh, I got some over here.
Nice.
So I just cashed and carried them. But they do have an online store, Republic Ammunition.
So what you're saying is just use your employee number and
My employee number is Mr. Benjamin Franklin.
Oh crap. What is it with y'all and those dead presidents?
I love them. I worship them sometimes. I pay homage whenever possible.
So
I send most of mine right back to the same government that spawned most of them.
Yeah, right. Walter.
there's your link, Kyle, to ballistic products 10 gauge stuff. You can also check precision reloading. 10 gauge wads ought to be able to be had.
Yeah, they're kind of not actually sought after by many people.
There's the Scottish American. What's up,
Hey,
Scott?
Scotsman.
Scotsman.
Morning.
It is morning for him.
Yeah, right.
Third shift rules.
Shift differential.
Yeah, baby.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that extra 50 cents or a buck an hour ain't worth that shit to me.
15%, baby. That's a good little chunk.
I didn't mind third shift. What I minded was all my friends that didn't work third shift calling me on my days off.
Turn your phone off.
$188 for
That's got to
Bobby's hobo said it. As everyone learned their lesson, keep yourself stocked in primers and powder. You can make your bullets and keep going. And this is not the first rodeo for a lot of us. This has happened before several times in my reloading career.
Gun safe full of 8-pound and 4-pound jugs of powder.
Yeah.
I don't
2012 election got me rolling. And I knew right then and there I better buy something every week, whether it's a box of ammo, a pack of bullets, or a bag of primer. I mean, just something every week. And
kind of like going to the grocery store and getting an extra can of cream corn. just go ahead.
It just seems to have lasted
need
longer
one,
this
get two.
time.
You put that in your cornbread and make you a cornbread pudding type thing. It's really good.
Oh my!
Thanks a lot, Kyle.
I didn't do it.
Oh, cornbread pudding. Oh, that is so good.
Good night,
Corn
KFW.
pudding. Oh.
Good night,
Have
man.
a good weekend, buddy.
Night, buddy.
KFW.
We're gonna have to do a live cooking show one Friday night with us making cornbread just to shut everybody up. Well, you start out.
Can you see us all getting up and running into the kitchen to check the cornbread? Hold on, everybody. I'll be right back.
You'd have so many chefs over there in that side chat telling you what to do and what you were doing wrong. And
Oh, yeah.
Right.
No, I wouldn't pay attention to that. It's my cornbread.
Open the back door. It's smoky in here.
Yeah, I'm from Georgia. You ain't telling me nothing. It doesn't come out of a Jiffy box either. Although I do put a little bit of sugar in, just a little bit.
So Kyle, wasn't it Kyle looking for the 10 gauge wads?
Yeah.
Preacher said
So
he's
he's
cooking lessons in the side chat.
He's in Canada.
Just get that peas and carrots. It's all in one can. Make it easy. I mean,
That's all.
That's terrible.
I agree. I agree, Walter. That stuff's nasty in a can. Ugh.
Canned pea is one of the worst things that ever hit a pea in the longevity of mankind.
That was all for Cranky, even though he probably ain't watching.
So there's Harold Farmer's out there. Critter 9A is out there. Jer Bear's still with us.
I'll tell you what, I would not watch a cooking video from the preacher. He's learned me some things.
Preacher's Day Off been putting out some videos too.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow night, hey Preacher, tomorrow night is our Christmas program at my church, our Christmas musical. So tomorrow's a full day for us. We start rehearsals at 10 o'clock. It seems like we've been working on this stuff forever. We'll practice from 10 to 12, have lunch together, and then call time is 4:30 for a 6 o'clock performance. So my day pretty much took up tomorrow. High Boy's still out there hanging with us. What brass are you processing tonight, High Boy?
Jamie, y'all gonna sing about the drought?
They ain't one.
No, well, no, well, no, well. We have no water cause there is no well. I'm sorry, that was wrong.
That was dry.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not from Georgia. You're a transplant.
No, I'm definitely
You got to
not.
be from New England because you got some clam going on.
Sir, you better wash your mouth out with soap.
So look, I got a question that'll fire the side chat up. Y'all ready?
Oh Lord.
Jamie, are you gonna put that monstrum red dot on the lever gun?
Dude, it's going on a AR-15 5.56 DP DMP DPMS, whatever those things are.
Yeah, DP mess.
I have G23. I'm thinking about taking a tripod and my phone and trying to see what we can do about that. I don't think my battery will last the whole program.
That's good news.
That's excellent.
Awesome, sir. Awesome.
And she has received her check as well. Altogether, even after everything was paid for, I think she got somewhere around $5,600 all told, altogether.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Very nice.
So let's get into this discussion right here. You're always talking about Mock's 7.62 AR-15 being a bastardized weapon. My 30-30 already has a scope on it. That's bad enough. I would not do it the injustice of putting a red dot on it. I just wouldn't. Now, if it was a pistol caliber, maybe I can figure out how to put it on my Rossi 92 357 Magnum.
Absolutely, that's what I was thinking.
So what you need to do is you need to put a red dot on it with a magnifier.
I didn't win a magnifier.
My Browning 44 lever has got typical Winchester sights on it, and I can't see them. So I put a red dot on it that goes in the rear sight dovetail. It's made by who's that guy who does the beautiful Turnbull? It's made by Turnbull Restorations, and it's a beautiful base. It fits a reflex sight, and it's really low on the barrel. So it's a red dot on a lever, but it's because I can't see the sights. They got, the Winchester 92s, they got a little soldered in front sight. It's a little teeny tiny thing, and I just can't see it. So it's that, or don't ever shoot the gun or sell the gun. So I put a red dot on it. It shoots really good.
I had a guy approach me here just the last couple of days about trading for a Winchester 92 30-30.
Got to be a 94. 92s are too
Or
short.
I'm sorry, 94. Sorry.
Those are fine firearms.
I don't have any 30-30 brass and send it all off.
Guess what? I know somebody that might have some. Yeah, I think I got some 30-30.
I know somebody with a little bit.
Craig, what do you think about putting a red dot on a lever action?
I don't know. I'm just partial to a scope on a lever gun, but I've never tried one with a red dot though. So,
well,
I don't know. I'm
Hey,
just a scope guy.
I think the biggest problem people have with it, I know my biggest problem with it is once you get over the 18th century technology with 21st technology sights on it, once you get over that, it ruins the handling of the gun. You can no longer wrap your hand around it and carry it. You can no longer just sling it and carry it. It's just a lever action. It's just so easy to carry. You just wrap your hand around it and go, and they're quick and handy, and you just destroy that with a scope. But when I put this reflex sight on it, it's out on the barrel, so I can still carry it. I can do everything with it I could before, and I've got a better sighting system.
Love it, Hasbro.
I mean, that's when you're thinking about a regular one. I'll show you guys after the chat when I can show it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's
Can't you see CW in a man bun?
yeah, look like a sumo wrestler.
I would love to have me a Marlin 39A, especially since I got two of the Heritage Rough Riders. So I want to point out another aspect of this particular conversation. Then we got to start going through the room. Notice how he said lever. Get it? Not the way some people wrongly pronounce it, saying lever.
Wow.
Lever is a brand of soap, guys.
I got me a lever gun. It's gonna keep me clean.
Actually, Lever Brothers used to have a plant right here by my house.
I won one of those red dots from Chris's giveaway too. I really considered putting it on my Marlin. I thought about it. Just thought.
Yeah.
He's always talking about my AR-15 and 7.62 by 39 is what he's always razzing me about.
So yeah, it's not a 308 at all. It's the 7 point. It's the by 39. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. A little rusky.
Yeah.
You say a little lusky?
Rusky. R. Yeah, you got me.
It's a little lusky.
Yeah, High Boy got it right. It's like people call Hornady Hornaday.
Right.
And
Right.
this right here, I have no clue.
Lever.
You gotta have that draw in there. Lever.
And Scotsman's got it right too. If you're calling it lever, you're probably going to buy a toupee in the next 2 years.
Roger.
Maybe we ought to get everybody a man bun toupee and wear them on the chat.
Let me look on Amazon.
What's the other one? Hodgdon. Mispronouncing Hodgdon.
Yeah.
Right.
You hear that one, Hodgkins and
Hogan.
Ogden.
Hoggadon. Yeah.
Haggadon.
Yeah, I don't know how you get 3 cylinders on
Well, that imported powder, that voody, man, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Booty.
That's nice powder.
That's a micro red dot, Mike.
Ah,
And here we go, boys.
Woo! Got to have me on here, huh?
official train wreck.
Oh my goodness.
Boy.
All right,
Yeah.
let's start going through the room. We got about 11 minutes, and we got to clear the room for Mr. Gizzard Gary.
Gotta make room for the gizzard.
Yep. Watch your top
Ben
knot.
said
Watch,
that.
watch urine.
Who wants to go first? Chico usually goes first.
Yeah, I'll go first because I'm buffering bad. So, side chat, thanks for joining us. We appreciate y'all being here for another Friday night Jordan Shooting Connection. All the comments and the likes are very much appreciated in the side and on the panel. What am I gonna do this weekend? I don't know. I got some stuff to do with my son. We got school. We may be changing schools here soon. So that is it for me. We might hit a range. I'm not sure, but that is it. I appreciate y'all being here, panel members and the side chat, and I'll make it easy. We're gonna go to Mock. What you doing, brother? You catching beavers or what?
I'm planning on it. Did some more scouting today. I'm gonna head out tomorrow and set some traps. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, guys, I got a little hunting left in me here, and good to see everybody. Thanks for everybody joining us on the Friday night, and it's always fun. We'll go right up there to Mr. GTF again.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all having me on the panel tonight, and the side chat was cooking tonight. I couldn't even keep up. So I don't have a lot going. I'm going to swim out to East Georgia and set some beaver traps tomorrow. We got a lot more rain coming the rest of the week, so we'll see how it goes. But I really appreciate y'all having me. I always learn a lot in these chats, so I appreciate this, Jamie.
Thanks for being here, buddy. We can't not send a Georgia boy an invite. I mean,
I hate to be like a bump on a log right here because I don't know a whole lot, but I like listening. So,
well, we're going to. The topic next week's going to be trapping beavers.
all right. I know a couple of things about it, so if whatever I don't know, Mock can teach me. So
Easy now. I'll be taking notes.
If y'all going to talk about trapping beavers, I got some really good stories.
No, keep them.
No, Gene, no.
Dun-dun-dun.
I think we need to wait, hold that topic until we get Chris from the 740 on here next. Go ahead, Walter. You look deep in thought, sir.
Well, I'm deep in something, but I don't know if it's thought enough. First of all, thanks to everybody who participated over there in the side chat. We had over 50 people here for a while. I really appreciate the invitation to join this panel and the camaraderie that exists with this community. It's just great. It's a wonderful thing. I've got some shooting to do tomorrow. Last week I cast up another MP mold for 9mm, and so I'm taking some of those to the range to try out tomorrow and see how they do. It's going to rain here all weekend, and it doesn't rain much. This is middle of California. We get if I get an inch over the 2 days, that'll be a lot of rain, and we'll have issues with mudslides and all kinds of stuff. Our soils here just not evolved to handle a whole lot of water, but so it's going to rain, so it's going to be indoor stuff. We got an indoor range. I'll go shoot there and probably come back then and get some more load and what done. I got a video to get put out sometime this weekend over my caster disaster that happened yesterday, so that'll be fun to get done. And that's about it for me. Thanks again for inviting me, Jamie and Kyle and you guys from the other side of the country, from the real side of the country. We're over here on the lost left. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for being here, Walter. You're a treasure, brother. We appreciate you. More than you know. Mr. Gene from the Hot Pot.
Well, thanks for tolerating me again for another Friday night, sir. I appreciate it. Man, this has been a great panel. Man, this side chat has been the hot rodville, man. Like GTF said, man, it's hard to keep track of it sometimes. Let's see. This weekend, got a couple more videos to make for my B channel, and I got a USPSA qualifier match only. So I'm going to try to up my ranking a little bit, do the best I can. Man, other than that, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and always remember to live, love, laugh, and reload.
Thanks, Mr. Gene.
Oh, and keep blowing the smoke.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, sir.
We love you being here, man. Mr. Kyle, what's up?
I'm telling you, man, that side chat was just a banging tonight. And I really appreciate that. We all do, as we've all said. Appreciate everybody being here, and thank the good Lord above for the panel that we had tonight, because it was amazing. Everybody had good answers and good questions, and it warms my heart that we can do this every Friday night. It really does. Y'all don't know how much that we all appreciate y'all. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to turn it over to CW.
Thanks, Kyle.
Same from me. I just want to thank everybody for joining us. It was really hopping. We had a really good count tonight. I think we saw 60, which is a pretty big number for us. Really much appreciated. A lot of great comments, and good to see Craig. You don't get to see him very often on here. Chico and all the rest of the guys.
Thank you, buddy.
It's good times. Jamie?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
I'm reading these foul comments in the side chat.
I wasn't going to comment on it.
Yeah, we've
We'll talk some more. I put up a whole bunch of videos this past week. I put a couple over on Rumble, and I put a couple on the YouTube here. And we were talking about one of the things that Jamie does when he's reloading is making up dummies. And I actually did a video with the new MP bullet that I was casting, because in talking with Roger, and I mean Walter and Roger, we thought that nose looked pretty long, so I loaded up a dummy right away. I had like 6 bullets cast, and I ran downstairs and loaded up a dummy. And when I got home after dinner, I ran it through a couple of single actions to see what it was going to work in. And lo and behold, it didn't work in one of them, and I made a video showing it. And then I ran it through the levers this morning, I believe, or yesterday morning, and it works in the Marlins. But I chickened out on the Winchester, because if it sticks in there, it's a little bit of a bear to get it out. But it looks like it's not going to work in the Winchester. But I need to check it. But I crimped it over top of the driving band to make it about maybe a 1/10 of an inch shorter, and it's fine in the Remington. So it's not going to make enough difference pressure wise. Seating it deeper, and it's going to be just fine. But it's not what it's designed for. But I can use it, so that's a good thing. I get to use the bullet. I can load it in that Remington revolver, and that was my biggest worry. So I got to work around.
Good deal, man. I've got to get over to Rumble and watch those videos you got over there. One of them's all the way from last Saturday when you were doing the casting, rainy day casting thing. Walks, let me say this to you and everybody that's still in the side chat. Y'all would be surprised if you knew how much we actually look forward to coming up and spending time with you guys on a particular Friday night. And so you are appreciated, each and every one of you. We've had some. You guys are just awesome. I mean, there ain't none of you that don't matter to us, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, especially on at this time of the year when we are getting close to Christmas time. You've got so many demands on your time. Uh, I want to say something else too. I want you to remember the reason for the season is not giving gifts, it's for remembering the birth of our Savior. And before I start preaching, we're going to climb out of here and let Gizzard Gary have the floor. Y'all remember we love you and we look forward to spending time with you Friday night. We hope the Lord blesses you all real good. And if He's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all.